It's just religion. It's just religion.
Have you heard about the latest drain on my resources? Jesus only went and said that anybody who wants to follow him has to deny themselves. Really? What does that mean? Sounds like a perfect opportunity to become more like Christ. Yeah, but you haven't heard the half of it. Actually, he said, get this, that if we want to follow him, we have to take up a cross to do so. Didn't Peter ask for some clarification? And he said that we've already left everything to follow him. I remember now. Well, if he's truly the Messiah, these are dangerous times. We have to accept what comes our way. No. It wasn't just a case of accepting that people might not like us. He actually said that those who want to save their own lives will lose them. Like, he's just added actually dying onto the conditions of being a disciple. I don't know about you, but I didn't read all the small print before I signed up to this. Well, of course there's going to be costs involved, but I think you're overlooking what he promised in return. He went on to say that those who have left houses or brothers or sisters or mothers or fathers or fields for his sake would receive 100-fold
I know that
rewards.
heaven will be great and everything, but it seems like asking a whole lot to give up in this life to secure all the blessings in the next life. Like, what if he's wrong? What if heaven's not all that great?
I think it's an all or nothing thing rather than a both and thing. This life doesn't last. You know what it's like with the Romans occupying us and our woefully short lifespans. It is a wise man who gives up what he cannot keep in order to gain what he cannot lose.
I just worry that I'm going to get it wrong and that Christ will actually be really ashamed of me when he comes in glory with all the angels. I'd much rather put my faith in some stuff I can actually see rather than in stuff that I can't.
Well, I think it's all worth it. Like, the rewards of discipleship last forever, but the costs are only for this lifetime. Jesus assured us that the first would be last and the last would be first. So I'm trying to be first.
Wait, trying to be first by being first or trying to be first by being last?
The last one.
Hello and welcome back to RS in 5 or Less, where both and either or are both options. Today we're thinking about the cost and rewards of discipleship. You can read these passages for yourself on the screen if you hit pause now. The disciples set out after Jesus with very little information about what that would bring. When thinking about the costs and rewards of discipleship outlined in Mark's Gospel, we have to keep in mind that Mark's Gospel was written to encourage persecuted Christians, many of whom lived in Rome. This was a time in the world where it was illegal on pain of death to say anything other than Caesar is Lord. As we have seen when Jesus initially called them, the disciples have already left their families, their workplaces, and their old lives in order to follow him. However, in Mark chapter 8, Jesus adds into the bargain that they have to deny their very lives. They have to take up their cross to follow him. This would have been a very familiar sight both to the disciples and to the early Christians who would be the first readers of Mark's Gospel. Taking up a cross meant you were on the way to your death. The timing of any rewards is also a matter for some consideration. On the one hand, Jesus seems to be talking about rewards after Judgment Day, that rewards will be given when Christ returns with the glory of his Father and the holy angels. However, in Mark chapter 10, Christ seems to be saying that there will be rewards after Judgment Day, but also in this life as well. Maybe he's just underlining that the value of this world is not nothing. Different Christians will take these words in different ways, with some believing that the blessings in this life are only spiritual, whereas others believing that the blessings in this life are material. For an extension, the charity Open Doors supports persecuted Christians around the world today. Research what they do and why. Some questions to consider. Have a go at answering these in the comments below. If you decide to be a disciple for all the spiritual blessings you'll gain, is that a poorer motivation than wanting to be a disciple just because you love Jesus? And do you think Jesus was meaning that rewards would be given in this life, or in the next life, or a combination of both? And in what ways do the costs and rewards of discipleship influence the actions of believers today?